December 21st, 1988, a Pan American jumbo jet flying at night over Scotland was ripped apart by a terrorist bomb, with the blazing wreckage crashing down onto the town of Lockerbie. The citizens of Lockerbie said they heard a roar like an express train, and then it seemed to rain fire.
We thought it was an earthquake at first, didn't we? Didn't know what it was, and then we rushed outside and just all this debris coming down.
The New York-bound 747 had just taken off from London. It was full of fuel, with 259 passengers aboard. The explosion happened at 31,000 feet, creating a 300-foot fireball that covered the town below with burning debris. Emergency crews worked in the dark trying to sort out the damage and death. Not only had the plane been destroyed, but a quiet Scottish town was nearly in ruins.
It came straight down, and then this great mass of flames, and I turned to run, but there was nowhere to run to.
The fuselage shattered into countless pieces and was spread out over a large area. The plane's cockpit came to rest 3 miles from the town. All of the plane's 259 passengers were killed, as well as 20 of the town's people.
As far as I know, I've lost my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and their house is there's just a 30-foot crater where their house was. Like, I can't even find the house.
In daylight, it was possible to assess the total extent of the damage. Aviation experts determined from the plane's total destruction that Pan Am 103 had been the victim of the mid-air explosion, probably from a bomb. From above, the destruction took on a new magnitude. The roofs of houses were torn off. Crashing wreckage had created massive craters, and entire blocks were flattened. British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher came to Lockerbie to survey the damage and lend comfort to the survivors.
One has never seen or ever thought to see anything like it, and I don't think anyone else has either. I went to the other site where obviously a lot of the petrol contained in the wing exploded, and the other site with the many houses that were damaged looks very much worse in daylight than it did from what we could see on television last night, and the damage much more widespread. And again, it is beyond anything in one's experience.
On the second day, emergency workers posted a list of the townspeople who had survived. It was impossible to know who had died, only who was missing. In the investigation of the disaster, answers were discovered. The destruction of the jet and of Lockerbie had been caused by a terrorist bomb. Through high-tech analysis and expert investigation, the bomb was linked to militant factions in Libya. Libya, long a thorn in the side of Western nations, protected the suspects. 2 radicals were charged with the crime, but Libya's leader, Muammar Gaddafi, refused to allow them to be extradited. The Lockerbie disaster did motivate the major nations of the world to dramatically tighten airport and airline security. Hopefully, the sad lessons learned on December 21st, 1988 will save countless others.